Well, hello there folks, and welcome back to the Whiskey Friend with me, Alan. Here we are, another brand new week, which means another brand new video. This one is a little bit special because it's not just a special week. This week is 1 year since the Whiskey Friend channel became live. So I'm on my first anniversary, and what I'd like to do today is look back at the very first video that I ever did, which was my top 5 go-to whiskies. When I did that one, it was for beginners. I'm going to move that on this year because my palate has moved on a little bit. I've tried better whiskies this year than I tried last year. So my top 5 go-tos this year will be more of a kind of intermediate whiskey drinker, so somebody who's a little bit further on, so it's not for beginners. I may do one later on in the year for beginners. I'll look into that and see how that goes, but this one is purely for the intermediate drinker. I have some rules this time. The rules that I have with this one is it has to be over 40% ABV, 43, 46 and above. Gladly all the whiskies tend to do that. The non-chill filtered and natural colour, so those are all givens. I hope I'm not beginning to sound like Ralphie, but those are the kind of criteria I'm going to, and hopefully they're within budget, so they're affordable whiskies. None of these are going to break the bank. They're all ranging from kind of £40 to maybe £60-65, so they're aimed at the guy who's spending a little bit more on his whiskey and is not a beginner. So just a little friendly reminder, guys, before I go, from me to thee. If you're a returning subscriber, then thank you very much and welcome back. If you're watching for the first time, you may want to click that subscribe button down below, and don't forget to click the bell to be kept up to date with future notifications whenever I'm putting out a new video, because you'll be helping the channel massively on its way to the magical number of 1k. So hopefully this time I'm going to crack on with the first one. So without any further ado, I'm going to bring out the first whiskey here. So the first one that I'm looking at the minute, anybody that's watched the channel might not be surprised by this, or again you might be surprised, but it's the Glendronach 12. So this is at 43% ABV, non-coloured and non-chill filtered. So it ticks all my boxes. This is ranging from £40 to £45, so it's definitely not going to bust the bank. But the reason why this is popped into my top 5 is just purely because the value of the spirit that's in this bottle, for that kind of money, is outstanding value. For me, this is the best 12-year-old whiskey, 12-year-old sherried whiskey on the market for the money. And this, to me, should be in everyone's cabinet, or everyone should at least have a chance to try this whiskey. I think once you try this whiskey, then hopefully it may become a go-to whiskey for you guys. But this one it's super sweet, it's very, very sherried, it's complex, it's got a beautiful nose, it's orangey, it's fruity, it's dried fruit, it's fresh fruit, it's spicy. It ticks all the boxes for me, this one, guys, and it's just a super, I just keep going back to it and keep going back to it. This is the sort of dram that you can drink any time in a year. It's punchy for 43% ABV. It doesn't drink like 43. It's just one of those real nice, engaging, everyday drams. You'd be quite happy to share this with anyone. I don't think anybody would be offended by it. So this is the first bottle in my top 5 go-to whiskies of 2019. Moving on, guys, number 2 is coming in at, again, it's another distillery. I have reviewed most of these bottles, so if you want to check back, I'll try and pop some links and all the above and all that kind of stuff. The second one on the list is Glengoyne, so it's moving on to the Highland line. To be fair, these are both Highland whiskies. The Glengoyne one is a particularly nice one because it's right on the, I think the warehouses are in the Highlands, and the warehouses are in the Lowlands and the distilleries in the Highlands. So it's somewhere that I may have got that slightly the wrong way around, but it's right on the Highland line, guys. So it's quite a unique one. Everything at Glengoyne is first fill. Well, this is first fill, European oak sherry casks. Super stuff. Again, this is very sherried, very vanillaed. It's the Legacy Series Chapter 1 2019. I have stocked up on this bottle. I have shared quite a bit of this, and I have drunk a couple of bottles of it, so it's still available. It's available at £54, I think, round about that, 55, 56, something like that. So it's for that quality of whiskey. This is bottled at 48% ABV, which again is that little bit higher alcohol, a little bit more punch. It's beautiful stuff. It's vanilla, it's dry fruits, it's spicy. It's good with water, it's good without water. I prefer this one without water. But again, this is another one you would be quite happy to share with anyone. Super stuff. Super value for money. And it's challenging, it's complex. It's just wonderful stuff, guys. So, that's the Glengoyne, the Legacy Series Chapter 1 2019. So moving on to the third one. Flying through these now. As you can see, I'm having a bit of fun with this one. Maybe a little bottle kill coming up soon with this one. This is the GlenKadam 15. It was a Ralphie Whiskey of the Year. I think it was 2017, maybe 2018, not too sure. When that happened, the bottle went offline, couldn't get it for a year or so, 18 months. Came back on the market early this year. I've been smashing through this. Again, another Highland single malt. It is, I have done a range of the GlenKadams. What this is very characterful whiskey. GlenKadam has a really it's a great character. It's very fruity, it's very sweet. I think if you did a GlenKadam blind, then you would have a great chance of picking it out because of the GlenKadam character. I have done the range I've reviewed. The 10, the 13, the 15, the 18, the 21, possibly the 25. I can't remember if I did the 25, but again, you can go back into the archives, guys, and check these. But again, they're all very similar with these. The GlenKadams are vanilla'd, sweet, fruity, super stuff. Beautiful nose. This is a wonderful nose. Really long finish. Everything in between is spectacular. It's light, it's full bodied, it's just a wonderful dram. I tend to prefer this maybe a wee bit more in the summer months because it's just light and fruity and sweet. Don't fancy it that much with water. I prefer this one neat. Again, this is at 46% ABV, non-chill filtered and natural colour. Again, guys, if you check out, you're able to pick up little sample bottles of these. Hopefully, if people are watching and they have bottles of it and they don't mind sharing it, then reach out to your malt mates, and if you can share it, then share the whiskey. Again, it's the ethos of the channel. The pleasure is in the sharing. It's all about sharing. So again, this is the third one of my 5 GlenKadam 15, 46% ABV. Okay. The last two that I have, I'm heading over to Campbelltown. So I've had a lot of fun with Campbelltown this year. As you can see, I've got a little run of Campbelltown right along the top here, little run down here. So I have a big affinity with Campbelltown. Last year's my top go-to whiskey last year was the Kilkerran 12. As you can see, I'm still diving into the Kilkerran 12. These bottles this year are not in any particular order. I'm just doing them as they come. So this one, I'm moving on to the Kilkerran 8 this time, not the Kilkerran 12. So the Kilkerran 8, this is cask strength Kilkerran. It's younger, so it's more assertive. It's a little bit rougher, it's a little bit more punch. If you're a cask strength lover, then you'll love this Kilkerran 8. This bottle's coming in at 56.2, so that's that higher raised alcohol level again. Again, it's non-chill filtered and it's natural colour. It's that beautiful colour. Look at that. Wonderful stuff. As I say, this is a little bit more assertive than the 12. It's a step up from the 12 in my eyes. Don't get me wrong, I love just sipping on the Kilkerran 12, but this one, it's a little bit more challenging, it's a little bit more assertive, it's a little bit more aggressive. It's got all the Kilkerran character. It has the lemons, it has the citrus, it has spice, it has smoke, it has fruits, it has absolutely everything in this. This is the exception to most of the bottles that I've reviewed over the last year. Is I tend not to put let's do that again. Over the last year I tend not to put water in my whiskey, but this one is the exception because I do prefer this with water. The water just helps this for me to accommodate my palate, takes a little bit of the roughness off, just levels everything out, just smoothens it out, brings out more fruit, brings out more citrus, looks after the smoke beautifully. This is one that I would recommend with a few drops of water in this, and this is the 4th of my 5 go-to whiskies. This is the Kilkerran 8-year-old cask strength, 56.2%, non-chill filtered and natural colour. Super stuff. This one again, guys, pops in under the £50. It's about 48 to £50. Don't know how they do that at Kilkerran. You have to tip your hat to the distillery at Glengoyne and obviously the guys at Springbank. It just keeps Campbelltown whiskies on the map. As I say, I'm a fan of Campbelltown. Super region. I don't think I can remember even having a Campbelltown whiskey that I haven't enjoyed immensely. But this one again, it's super on the nose. It's more, the big event of this is obviously in the palate and in the finish. The nose is not as big as some of the other whiskies, but the event for this is certainly in the palate, and it's got a super finish. So that's the Kilkerran 8-year-old cask strength. So the last one, as you probably know, I'm staying on Campbelltown. This is by no means the best whiskey of the 5. It's just one that I've probably drunk this a little bit more than some of the other ones. That's been in my shelf longer, which so happens to be the Glen Scotia again. So we're back on Campbelltown. It's a Glen Scotia 15. This for me is just a spectacular dram. It ticks a lot of boxes for me again. This one's kicking in at 46%, non-chill filtered, natural colour. I think it's natural colour. It doesn't actually say on this one, but after a bit of research, everyone seems to tell me that Glen Scotia don't they don't where am I looking at this? Non-chill filtered. Yeah, so they don't say about colour. I don't know why they don't say about colour on this one. But everyone seems to tell me that Glen Scotia don't colour their whiskies. If there is, I'm sure someone will let me know. But at a minute, I'm going to assume through the research that I've done that it doesn't. This is just super stuff again. It's spicy, it's smoky. Not as smoky as the others, but there's a little bit of smoke there. There's some beautiful orange notes. This is the one that I tend to pick up different from most whiskies in general, is that I tend to find a really real strong tropical note in this. Lots of pineapple, lots of mango, all those tropical fruits. As I've been speaking to people in general, not many people get the tropical note in this, but I get it every single time. This one's a little bit susceptible to batch variants, but they're all great. Some are a little bit better than others. This is a fantastic one. The last one I had, probably this has been a little bit better, but I see I've went through probably 4 or 5 bottles of this in the last 18 months, 2 years. And there's not that much difference. But again, this comes in around about £55, which again I think is outstanding value, and this will always be on my shelf as a go-to whiskey. So that's the Glen Scotia 15. Wonderful stuff. So just touching on these guys, they're not in any particular order. These are just, and it's just my preference, they're not the 5 best go-to whiskies. They're just the best 5 go-to whiskies for the whiskey friend in 2019. They're super stuff. I say they are all available if you search around. They're easy to get a hold of. They're not that difficult. Not too sure how the Kilkerran 8 is over in the States and Canada, but I'm pretty sure all the others are easy to get a hold of. Prices may vary, I don't know how they are in your area, but these are the top 5 go-tos. I'm going to list a few guys that just missed the top 5, and one of the ones is the one that I'm drinking in a minute. I'm drinking the Glendronach 12, that just missed out. Wow. I'm thinking now maybe I should have put it in, but yeah, no. I'm happy with my 5. Some of the ones that just missed out, as you can probably understand, I'm a sherry fan, so a lot of them tend to be sherry whiskies. I may look in the future to do a top 5, maybe smoky peaty ones. As you can see, I've changed the wall. I've got my smoky peaty wall up, so in the next few videos I'm going to start looking into doing a bit more smoke and a bit more peat. So maybe the new year there may be a top 5 go-to smoky peaty whiskies, but until then there is a couple of smoky ones here, but predominantly sherries. The ones that just missed out, as I say, was the Glendronach 12, just missed out. The Glendronach 15 just missed out. I think that was, I've said enough about that this year, so don't get me wrong, I still drink enough of this stuff, but I just drink a little bit more of these. Bunnahabhain 12 would be another one that's would be happy to go to. The Aberlour Abernah. The reason that one popped out is obviously the price increase and the change, so it's got a little bit more expensive. I've just found these ones better value. So I tried to get a nice mix of easy to get a hold of, not going to break the bank, and beautiful whiskies. So that's my top 5, guys. Do me a favour, pop me a comment down below. Let me know what your top 5 would be. Granted, I know, guys, there's thousands of whiskies out there. Just pop in what you think your top 5 would be. Doesn't matter if there's a bourbon in there. Doesn't matter if there's a Canadian whiskey in there. Doesn't matter if it's a Japanese or Irish or whatever. Whatever your top 5 go-to whiskies are on your bar, just drop me a comment. Let me know. And you never know, I might check them out and they might be in next year's top 5 go-to whiskies. So that's me, guys. I'm Alan. I'm the whiskey friend. I'm looking forward to seeing you all in the next one. Drop me a comment. Let me know what your favourites are. Let me know what you think of my 5. Let me know what your 5 are. Please drop a comment down below, guys. Thanks very much, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers, guys. Thank you. Hopefully this was better than my 2018 #1 video. If you want to compare them, please go ahead and compare them, but don't hold it against me. Thanks very much, guys. Until next time, we'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye bye.